Hey, what's up, MTV? My name's Kenny.mov. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. My phone number is 312-402-6037. You can find me on Facebook. It's under Smith Ken at Payne.edu. And this is my webcasting call. I actually want to be on the show very, very badly. As you can see, the backdrop here is where I sleep at night. I currently attend the Art Institute, and I'm trying to be a fashion designer. It's something I've been aspiration that I've had since I was a youth. Even though in my short life I've experienced a lot of things, a lot of travel and stuff, and I realized that there's only one way that can become successful, and that's designing my own fashions and my own lines and collections. So at this interview, I'm going to show you why I need to be on your show. First of all, we can go through. I carry a journal with me. It's called my idea book. I keep a collection of all the ideas that I have within the confines of this book. Let's see if we can get a close up on it. This is like basically all I do every day. While I'm in class, while I'm out, while I'm eating. I just write different excerpts in this journal book, so I can have all of my designs on hand. So when and whenever I'm ready to get into production, bam, easily done with one book. A lot of people I get my aspiration from, other than my parents and stuff like that, is from different designers, especially one I love, who actually did the photo art for Kanye West's album, Murakami. This is my favorite designer. I know a lot of people are going to say, different products from Christian Dior and stuff, but I love Murakami. A simple comic book artist who just revolutionized everything from designing bags from Louis Vuitton to charging, $500,000 for one of his paintings this big. So Murakami is a definite inspiration to me. I want to design men's couture fashion. I want to revolutionize men's clothing and men's ready to wear, just men's clothing all over, from casual to dress wear. Basically, I feel like nobody's really doing it the best that they could for men's clothing. It's either suits or just shirts and jeans. That's it. Just basic to the point, no fashion shows, nothing. I want to change that around and make men's fashion just or more exciting as women's fashion is. So that's what I plan to do. If MTV, you give me that shot. Oh, here we go. This is something that is very important to me. Being a fashion designer, I already established what I want to do and the name of my clothing line and the whole aspiration behind it. I want to do something called gaijin. And gaijin means outsider in Japanese. A term that I got from, back when I used to watch wrestling. It was a tag team of wrestlers called the Outsiders. It's Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, and they wrestled in Japan. And when they were in Japan, since they were so tall and so big, they used to call them gaijins. And they were called, that was outsider in Japanese. So when they came back to the States, they just kept it and translated it into English and called themselves the Outsiders. So basically, I took that name from that. That was a big aspiration for me when I was a kid. And I applied it with a storyline, that I think will be compelling and kind of revolutionize the fashion world. A label that has an actual storyline and actual developments, much like a movie or television show. Basically, I got that inspiration from Tibetan warriors. How nomadic they were and how they moved around and stuff. And basically, the whole aspect behind my clothing line is gaijin is basically this guy who was exiled from his village for a crime he didn't commit. And trying to get back to his village, he travels the whole world, different landscapes, discovering new textiles after his battles and before his battles, and using them actually as cash to trade in different villages. For instance, he'll find cultivated silk, but he won't know what it is. And I'll take that collection, that say the summer collection, I'll take that cultivated silk and I'll incorporate it into my line because he found it along his trials. And when my next collection comes out, which would be fall, he'll find cotton. And he'll trade the cultivated silk for the cotton in the next village, and then bam, there we go. The fall line will be cotton, aspiration of cotton, which the gaijin found, in his aspirations in his time. And another thing with the gaijin I want to do is I always want to keep his face masked and shrouded, so he relates to everybody. So it's like he doesn't just relate to black people, to Latino people, to white people, to Asian people. He relates to everybody because everybody has a little gaijin inside of them. Right before I got really hard into doing my own clothing, I used to do shoes, and here we go, just like magic. This is one pair I did. Now I did it all by hand paint. Everything that was on there was done by hand paint. And here we go. This was one pair I did. These were pretty cool. This is another pair that I did too. Again, all hand paint. Started off as a white shoe. I did everything on it. All the coloring, all the lacing, all the accents right here. These actually got me into school. These were actually part of my portfolio. They got me into school. So another up. And here we go. Is another shoe. Again, all white canvas. And I did all of this by hand paint. And the paint does not come off because I'm good as the factory. Everything on here. The accents, the toe, everything. Got a lot of compliments on these. People like them. But outside of the shoes, there's a lot of stuff. I feel that I have to make it. I have to get out of the quote unquote confines of the hooded area of Chicago. I want to accomplish something so I can get out of this humble abode to where I live with my grandmother, so I can make a name for myself and for my family. If I had my own company, that would be just excellent. That would be my dream. Fashion within my generation is another problem that I have. A lot of people are what I call like a lot of bandwagon consumers and bandwagon fashion focused, conglomerate type people. They only buy what's popular. They only follow the trends. No one is a trendsetter, especially within Chicago. In my opinion, the dress game in Chicago is terrible. Not terrible, but terrible. That's how bad it is. And I want to switch that, and I want to make people my age, from 18ish to about like 20, their 20s and stuff. I want to uplift them in the fashion industry, make them look a little bit better and a little bit more clean and more cut. You know what I mean? Let's usher out this baggy look and usher in a new, more calm, consistent look. You know what I mean? One of my greatest strengths is, my determination, my willpower. Not too long ago, not a year ago, I came back from business school in Atlanta, Georgia, which was terrible. I didn't like it at all. It was just a bad move for me. I was studying something that I really didn't even care about and wasn't passionate about. You had a kid, from Chicago, Illinois, who was in class, reading the latest Vogue magazine and, basically getting kicked out of class because I'm not paying attention to the material. So what happened was I came back to Chicago, worked a few dead-at-the-wall jobs, working stock at Abercrombie and Fitch, working stock in 9 West, really, working stock. That was crazy. But that was just a year ago. And through my progression and determination, I attend one of the coolest, well-renowned schools in the nation. And I'm an intern with Baby Fat. I work for the Gap, but everybody has to work for the Gap at least once in their life. So, other than that, I made kind of a name for myself in a short time that I've been back. I know you probably don't want to know how Baby Fat is. It's pretty cool. I do entendre of things, making orders. Basically, we supply the whole Midwest with Baby Fat. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little foot into the industry and stuff like that, and I love it. It's cool. I do that in between classes. It's right upstairs from the building I go to school in, so that's pretty cool. Okay. Basically, let me get down to the nitty gritty. The reason that I'm the man for the job, outside of everything that I've said, is I get it done. I like everything done on time, cleanliness, everything done to the T. You give me a project, you can get the best project you've ever seen. The best product, the best everything. I do everything to the T. So with that being said, MTV, I really, 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 I need this.